Alright guys, I sit here defeated because I sit here just finished videotaping the video that I'm currently videotaping, and right after I finished taping it, I went to stop taping it and the recording was already stopped. I never started. Despite that though, I still want to get this video out to you guys, so here it goes. Welcome back to IDK2. My name is Russell, and I am coming at you today with a little bit of a comparison between the older and the newer generation of Surface Pros. So I was inspired to do this actually by an article that I read previously, and in light of recent events with Microsoft releasing all of their new Windows 10 products. So the title of the article, I'm just going to read it word for word for you guys, off of my Surface Pro 2. The world finally admits that the Surface is the shit. Now, my buddy showed me this article, and at first I actually read it wrong. So I was like, man, whatever. And like, he being a Mac man, and don't worry, I'm trying to convert him. He being a Mac man and me, like a total PC guy, got into it real quick. And then he was like, no, man, like, trust me, just read the article. I was like, oh, fine. So I took my time and actually read through the article, realized what the title actually said, and it actually proceeded to surprise me. I was super excited that the rest of the public, the population, the world even, was actually coming to terms with how great of a step forward the Surface Pro was in terms of mobile computing. Now, I'm not saying that the Surface Pro is the answer to all mobile computing needs. I am merely saying it was the answer to a lot of the problems that we actually didn't really know we had. For example, note-taking on tablets was atrocious because they actually likely weren't digitized, were capacitive screens, or didn't incorporate well with Microsoft OneNote, which is a super popular note-taking program with students, I'm going to guess business people, and the like. If you haven't checked it out and you're a student, I highly recommend it. It is something that I probably brushed over in my back-to-school tips. Shameless self-plug. So I just wanted to share with you guys my fantastic experience with Microsoft Surface Pro and the hopeful improvements in the newest generation. I'm going to base this video slightly off the type of style that was on my previous video, that is over here, about my reaction to the newly announced Surface Pro book. Now again, that video actually got a really great response, so I'm going to try and replicate a little bit more of that throughout my future videos. So for the duration of this video, I'm going to be talking about my personal experience with the Surface and Surface Pro series. Now, it'll be limited to my personal Surface Pro, my brother's Surface RT, and very limited interaction with Surface Pro 3s in store. So, moving on. So my Surface Pro is the Surface Pro 2. It's a second generation Surface Pro. It is the 10.5-inch screen model. It has the i5 4200U running at 1.9 gigahertz and boosting up to 2.7 gigahertz. Is the fastest that I've ever seen it, although it is only advertised to 2.5 gigahertz. With 8 gigs of RAM and a 256 gigabyte solid state drive. Now, I'm a huge advocate of solid state drives. I have one as a boot drive in my desktop. This solid state drive in my Surface Pro is super snappy. All of my programs load lightning fast. Read and write speeds are unbelievable. I have, without a doubt, that the newest generation of Surface Pro will even exceed those expectations because technology has come that far between then and now. So one little thing that I wanted to cover is the Windows button. It is dead center at the bottom of the Surface Pro 2. Maybe if you guys can get a decent look there. Now, when the Surface Pro 2 came out and the Surface Pro 1, I think that got a little bit of flack from the public because they didn't like how their fingers are always touching it or something like that. I actually have no idea. Reason I say that is because I don't have a problem with it, because as you can see, out of habit, I hold the Surface Pro like this with my thumbs on the side here. Now, I actually don't find a problem with this because whenever I have it portrait like this, and I'm taking notes, my hand never brushes over the start button because I'm not left-handed, and even if you were left-handed, you just flip it over like this, and then the screen will orient itself accordingly. So this complaint was actually issued sort of before the upgrade to Windows 10, and Windows 10 actually gives you the solution with integrating the start button, which is why they don't integrate a start button, capacitive button, or touch button, or whatever. I don't even know what the proper word is. Without that touch button on the bezel of the Surface Pro 4, which I think is a step in the right direction. I do use my button a little bit, but not a whole lot. Anyways, enough about the button, onto more important things. The one thing that, the first thing actually, that I really want to give Microsoft props for is the power bar. Now this is the power bar here. It's super small, it's super lightweight, there's lots of good things about it. It is so infinitesimally close to perfection, I'm not even kidding. It's got a USB pass-through, which is able to charge my Samsung S5 in, I don't know, about an hour. The charger that I have for it is a little bit faster, but it's probably just because it's built for it. This is super handy. All I have to do is keep a spare cord in my backpack at all. I do that anyways. I keep a spare cord in my backpack at all times so that if I'm out studying or working, whatever it is, I have a power source for my phone. You would be hard-pressed not to find a wall plug in like a subway station or anything like that. So if you have this power brick, you have your phone charger wherever you go. I highly recommend it. I really, really like this feature. I wish to see this in future laptop power bars. So yeah, so the one thing that I really don't like about it is this cord. This is the cord that goes from the wall to the power brick. Now this is about 21 inches long or something like that. I don't know, I haven't measured it. I'm just guesstimating. Now this, if the wall or the plug is 21 inches up the wall, then all of a sudden you've lost 20 inches of length. And there's nothing to go for except for the 5 feet of other cord. Now this just isn't long enough for most of my experiences. I would have liked to see a cord at least 3 feet in length. That would give you almost another 2 feet of length, and it wouldn't have added that much weight or bulk. So I really think that that should be an implementation with the new generation Surface Pro 4s. Again, I haven't been able to interact with the power bar for the Surface Pro 3. So I'm not sure if they fix that in that generation or we have to wait till the next one. So I'm not sure. Leave your comments in the section below to let me know if you guys have a Surface Pro 3, etc. So yeah, so in spite of the short cord, the one other benefit that I would like to mention? Really? The one other thing that I would like to mention is the magnetic interface for the charging cable. Now this just magnets right onto the side of the Surface Pro 2, which is awesome because it does reduce the possibility of damage when you trip over the short cord. Points for that, Microsoft. Alright, so moving on to the pen, which magnets right onto the side of the Surface Pro 2 into the charge port. What good is that? If I have to store the pen somewhere and I have to charge my Surface Pro at the same time, I am SOL. Now they do send those stupid pen loops, but they're like $5, you have to wait in the mail, and it's a pen loop that you have to stick onto your Surface Pro, or Surface Pro, or onto the keyboard, which I don't like. That to me isn't a viable solution, just fix the problem. Now this is a problem that they actually fixed in the Surface Pro 4. Now the last time I was recording this, that lined up perfectly, and I didn't even have to plan it. So unfortunately, you're going to have to wait till the next loop, but you know what I mean. The pen actually just magnets right onto the side, here you just saw it, onto the side of the Surface Pro 4 without having to be aligned to the power input, which is fantastic, because you can do both. You can store the pen and charge at the same time. Boom, there. The other thing I want to mention about the pen is the eraser. On mine, it is not a button. It is mainly just like a pressure sensor. Not even that. Just like, it makes it feel more like an eraser when you press on the screen. I would like to see a button implementation earlier, but they have fixed that. They've already fixed it in the Surface Pro 3, but they went even further with the Surface Pro 4. 1 click being one note, 2 clicks being something else that I can't recall to mind, and if you click and hold, Cortana will pop up and bend to your every will. Or almost every will. So that's my main gripe with the Surface Pro pen. I don't mind it, actually. it's served me pretty well. I use it for writing. It's one of the most comfortable tablet pens that I've used, and even the pressure sensitivity in this generation actually works really, really well. Whereas the new generation has 1024 levels of pressure sensitivity, which is really awesome if you're an artist or if you're an architect or an engineer or really anyone who has to draw on your Surface Pro and really utilize those pressure lines and the pressure differences. Another thing that I want to mention is the keyboard. This is the Type Cover 2. This is the not quite chiclet, but almost chiclet style keyboard. It is backlit as well, and I really like typing on this. It does take some getting used to from typing on my Black Widow Ultimate at home. This is a fully mechanical keyboard. But after like the first little while, it's not a bad thing. The one thing that I absolutely hate about this keyboard, it is excruciatingly painful to use, is this trackpad. Now this trackpad, utterly useless. The buttons are non-responsive. I have to put my fingers in a weird spot for them to work. Sometimes they just don't work. It's hard to click and drag because it is so small in surface area, and I could go on and on and on. It is so frustrating. So much so that I actually went out and augmented my experience with another peripheral, the Microsoft Designer mouse. This is a Bluetooth model. It's nice and fairly low profile. I chose a Bluetooth over the USB dongle or the other radio wireless models because it wouldn't have had to take up a USB port on my, or the only USB port on my Surface Pro. So I went with the Bluetooth. So far it's worked out really, really well. Battery life is fantastic. I've had this for 3 weeks now. It hasn't died yet. I expect it to last much longer. But yeah, so far no problems. It's worked out really, really well. So the problem that I mentioned earlier with the keyboard, with the trackpad was actually solved and addressed in the Surface Pro 4. As you can see, it is now 40% larger and has 5-point multi-touch, which is awesome. Another thing that I'd like to mention, as you may have seen in the roll behind me earlier, is it will have a fingerprint sensor, although there was a little bit of an asterisk beside that statement saying it would only be available in the US. Sorry Canadians, I guess we're just too nice to steal each other's Surface Pros. So anyways, moving on from that, the one thing that I mentioned right at the beginning was the screen size. Now the screen size of my Surface Pro is 10.5 inches. Alright, so in terms of resolution, it is 1920 by 1080, which is fantastic. The screen itself looks awesome. I'm not a huge color reproduction guru, but to me it looks okay. Sometimes dark scenes are too dark, sometimes bright scenes are too bright. There's a whole lot of fine-tuning that I could do, and all the rest of that. Now the screen size on the Surface Pro 4 offers two things. One is more real estate, two is higher pixel density. Now the screen on the Surface Pro 4 is 12.3 inches diagonally, which isn't quite 16 by 9. It's actually a little, it'll appear squatter and wider, which actually gives you more screen real estate, which is really awesome for multitasking or watching movies or anything like that. It may even have a higher pixel density than a MacBook Pro Retina display. Now, I may be wrong on that. That isn't advertised. This is just sort of the back of the envelope calculations that I did at some point. So the resolution of the Surface Pro 4 will look fantastic with a super high pixel density. Everything will look absolutely crisp and clear. One other thing that I would like to address is the kickstand. Now, as you can see, mine only has 2 kickstand positions, whereas the Surface Pro 4, I would think, has close to the Surface Pro 3 design, which has infinite positions, or something close to that. So you can like lean it way back or stand it way up. I just find sometimes that with my angle of viewing with my Surface Pro, it's just not quite enough, or it's just a little bit too much, so I have to stick something into the back of it. For example, my tablet sleeve, which actually works pretty well if you're experiencing these problems as well. Alright guys, that's pretty much all I got for you. Those are sort of the direct comparisons that I can make between these two machines. They are 2 generations apart now. I am super excited to experience a Surface Pro 4. I know I'm super new to this and I really don't have any say or effect on what Microsoft hands out, but I would really love to get my hands on one of these as a demo sample to give you guys my honest opinion on what I actually think when they come out. So maybe if you guys like, share this video, and subscribe to the channel enough, and we get Microsoft's attention, I might be able to borrow one of these for a few days to then give you guys my honest opinion on what I think about the Surface Pro 4. So as always, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate this. I hope you liked this video just like my other Surface video, which I have linked in the description and previously in the video. You can find that in the cards somewhere. I don't even know where the corner is, somewhere up here. So you guys can go and take a look at that if you haven't already. So as always, toss me a like if you think I did okay. You know what to do if you think I sucked. Leave a comment in the description below letting me know your Surface experiences. I think mine has shaped out to be pretty well. Let me know what you guys think. If you think I missed anything about the Surface Pro 2 and you own one, or the Surface Pro 3 and you own one of those, then let me know. Or if you're looking forward to the Surface Pro 4s, let me know that as well. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.